Trying to change the world for the better is something that many of us try to achieve, this goal being one of the most noble and also impossible goals for any human to accomplish. And yet Roy Mustang, through all of the hardships of his life and the treacheries he has seen and committed, still attempts to make the world a better place. Roy Mustang is a colonel for the Amestris military, as well as a state alchemist. Roy's goal is to rise up through the ranks of the military and become the Führer of Amestris. Roy's nickname is the Flame Alchemist, as he specializes in alchemy that can utilize the elements in the air along with a spark to manipulate flames. Roy is often seen as egotistical by many of his colleagues, but underneath the facade of a ladies' man and narcissist is a broken but determined man with the drive to achieve something great. At least for myself, one of the hardest things to do is to stick with a long-term, difficult goal where you feel as if you're making no progress. For Roy, he has been of the same military rank for years, and even with all of the hard work he puts in, he still doesn't see results. I know for me, the thought of giving up would be a constant battle. This is the exact feeling I often have with this channel. I love making videos and want to keep doing them, but it is hard when you feel that no one will ever watch them. For Mustang, he has this enormous mountain to climb, and even when he doesn't seem to be making very much progress, he still moves forward. Because of the nature of his goal, Roy also has to sacrifice many relationships with the people around him. For example, his relationship with Hawkeye, and really any woman for that matter. Roy is seen as a type of womanizer at times throughout the series, but you know he can never really settle down with anyone because of his aspirations. I am sure there is some part of Roy that wants to live a quiet life, free from the burdens of greatness he has put on himself. A quiet life where he can settle down with someone he loves and live out the rest of his days. But not for a person like Roy. As nice as that might sound, he has to push forward, especially with the things he has seen and the things that he has lived through. In the series, we never actually see him be romantically involved with any women, and his relationship with Hawkeye being even more nuanced. There is always sexual subtext between Roy and Hawkeye, where you know that if the circumstances were different, they might be romantically involved. And sometimes I feel an immense amount of sadness at that. But at the same time, they have one of the most beautiful relationships in the entire series. Roy and Hawkeye are in this together, and they both want to support each other and help Amestris become a better place. The ultimate sign of their beautiful relationship is the pact from Roy to Hawkeye, that if he ever strays off the righteous path, that he expects Hawkeye will take action. This relationship and Roy himself being deeply scarred by the effects of war. The Ishbalan War being the biggest weight holding down so many of the soldiers in Amestris because of the atrocities they helped perpetrate. I can't even imagine what it would be like taking place in the Ishbalan War, an unjust slaughter of a race of people for reasons that are really unknown to the majority of the military, showing just how corrupt government leaders can be, but also how that would affect the people that are following orders. As a soldier, when you are given orders that you know are wrong, do you follow them anyway? For Mustang, this is the question that haunts him throughout the series, and really drives him to be a person of change, to have the goal that no soldier under his watch should ever have to think about this question. But for a second, let's take a look into the moment that solidifies Roy as one of the most badass characters around, his roasting of lust. This is a moment that probably needs a deep dive all on its own, as there are multiple layers of tension and character development that make it hit so hard, but for now, I'm just going to focus on what it meant for Roy. This is the first real moment that we see Roy fail in the story. So far, he has been the quick-witted military leader that seems to always have things go his way, and before that moment, it was hard to actually grasp how difficult of a goal Roy was pursuing, and just how dead set he was to accomplish that goal. But first, he fails by falling to lust, and in the process, Havoc getting hurt and losing feeling in his legs. This is the first time that you actually see Roy fail and not be able to protect one of his subordinates. And this is different from him not being able to save Hughes, as Hughes was more of Roy's equal and not someone that he had to directly look over. Roy not being able to protect Havoc, fueling the rage of this moment. This fight and the uncontrollable fire mimicking the passion and drive that Roy has for achieving his goal, to change Amestris for the better.
I won't let anyone else get killed, not when I can protect them!
Well spoken. I couldn't agree more.
And this is what I find so compelling about Roy, and what moves him from the badass category to one of my favorite characters ever. It is these small and vulnerable moments that Roy has, where you feel the sorrow of not being able to protect a person you love, or when you lose your best friend. The moments in between the big action and the grand plans of a person who has been forced to do terrible things, but wants to make the world a better place. Roy gave me inspiration to push forward on the more difficult and daunting goals in life, but also revealing all of the hardships and sacrifices that come with a great goal. Giving Roy a layer of complexity to himself that few other characters in any medium can really match. And of course, making Roy one of my favorite characters of all time. What's up, everybody? Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video on Roy Mustang. Fullmetal Alchemist is just definitely my favorite series of all time. So if you enjoyed this video, I actually have a video breaking down why the original Fullmetal Alchemist is a great series, and if you want me to talk about more Fullmetal Alchemist in the future, make sure to subscribe and let me know in the comments down below, or follow me on Twitter at ArtEssays, and we can talk there, and hopefully there will be more Fullmetal content in the future. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.